To edit, inquire, or delete an existing vendor, we will use the same option from master data. Choose vendor. When the vendor form opens up, you can either type in the vendor code that you would like to modify, or you can select it from the browse list. So I'll choose to select and locate my vendor from the browse list. Like in other Aria browse lists, you can locate your vendor using the incremental search function. So once you type in the very first few letters of the vendor and press enter, the system will locate the vendor for you. Press enter once you select the vendor required. To edit the vendor data, click Edit the Current Record icon on the toolbar. And now you will have the opportunity to modify any piece of information on the vendor master record. Any information on the vendor is editable. So any tab like the accounts tab, the payments, taxes, and factor are editable, except for the summary tab, as we will see in a while. This tab will be used for the inquiry purpose only, to show the recent activities done on that vendor. So I'm gonna add, let us say, a contact name, a contact title, and any other modification or notes or comments that I would like to add on that vendor. And when you are done, click Save Modification icon to save the changes. The same form, as you can see, is used to inquire the vendor information. So Summary tab is basically showing in a glance what was the last purchase date, last receipt date, last payment number, and the amount of these transactions. And on the right hand, we will see the current balance of the vendor, the open debits, open purchase orders, and the 1099 balance. To inquire further information, you can go to the options menu, and here you can see the payable invoices or the payments transactions done for that vendor. So if I click on the payables option, a list of payable invoices posted or recorded on that vendor will show up, along with the related information like the invoice amount, invoice adjustment or discount, the invoice open amount, the currency, and the invoice date. Likewise, if you selected the payments information, you will see a list of all the checks or non-printed checks for that vendor, along with the related payment information like the bank code, the checking account, the payment number, and the payment date. Other information available from the options menu is the history option, and this option summarizes all the information done on that vendor, or all the transactions done on that vendor for each month. So you can see in a glance the total purchasing, the total payments done for each month on that vendor, and this information is available by fiscal year as well, so you can navigate from one year to another to see the total transactions done for that vendor. Finally, to delete an existing vendor, you can use the same form. So after you locate your vendor number, either by type it in or by locating it from the vendor list. So I'm gonna search for my vendor code. Once you locate the vendor code required, please make sure that there is no activities or transactions done for that vendor. To delete the vendor, simply click the Delete the Current Record icon on the toolbar. Confirm the deletion action, and now the vendor information will be removed from the database.